New at 6, the Arizona Supreme Court found several provisions in the state budget, including some restricting classroom conversations about race, were unconstitutional. News 4 Tucson's Shelly Jackson joins us live tonight to break down what the term CRT means. Shelly.
Amanda, CRT means critical race theory. It's become a huge talking point, but some don't understand the concept or where it came from.
Is CRT being taught in Arizona schools, K through 12?
No.
Despite the talking points from both the National School Board Association and the state level affiliates that things like critical race theory aren't anywhere to be found in schools, we're seeing a lot of their events, their programming, their messaging, actually promoting content like that.
But according to the American Bar Association, where the concept originated, critical race theory is not a diversity and inclusion training, but a practice of analyzing the role of race and racism in society.
Critical race theory essentially says we need to view the world in terms of race. And whether you want to say that it's baked into the framework or the way that it's applied, essentially what it says is we need to dismantle and tear these things down.
Nobody's saying burn any of these things down. It is taking a critical look at our institution.
2 of Pima County's largest school districts say CRT is not taught in their schools. The Marana Unified School District says critical race theory does not appear in our curriculum documents. However, we do study history, the author's point of view, and perspective. And from TUSD, Tucson Unified does not teach CRT. We focus on culturally relevant pedagogy and instruction.
You have to know what you're up against in order to hopefully improve it and move things forward and make the society truly more inclusive and diverse and equity-based.
I don't think you're going to find objections to teaching honest history, right?
Now, if you want to check out your school district's curriculum, most districts post it online. From Midtown, Shelly Jackson, News 4 Tucson.
Thank you, Shelly. More than 700,000 jobs are coming to Arizona in the next decade. That is according to a new report from the Arizona Office of Economic Opportunity. It found Arizona's employment is projected to increase from 3 million jobs in 2020 to more than 3.7 million jobs in 2030, marking 2.2% annualized growth. The largest job gains are expected in education and health services, as well as professional and business services sector.
For the past several days, the state has reported more than 3,000 new cases, and we're seeing another surge in COVID-19 here in the state. The Department of Health Services says after coming down from our peak in mid-August, cases statewide are on the rise once again. The week of October 10th, the state reported more than 14,500 cases. That jumped to more than 17,000 2 weeks later. AZDHS says we're seeing this spike in cases here in Pima County as well. Now, in a blog post today, the interim director for the Department of Health Services said, quote, "It isn't clear why this is happening, though the timing coincides with the start of cooler temperatures, fall break for schools, and the continued dominance of the highly contagious Delta variant," end quote. So far, there has not been a spike in deaths. The city of Tucson released its latest vaccination numbers for its employees at an executive session today. They say of the nearly 4,400 city employees, 93% are fully vaccinated or exempted, and 7% are non-compliant or awaiting exemption. Back in August, the city outlined a policy mandating employees get vaccinated against the virus by December 1st or face getting fired. The deadline for vaccine exemption is November 23rd. The city says it'll host a one-day J&J vaccination event before that deadline.
Students in several southern Arizona school districts will now have more opportunities for specialized education thanks to a new grant. A for Arizona says this is the first in the nation. The Arizona Transportation Modernization Grant Program improves access to reliable and safe transportation for students to classes like those at Pima J-TED. Right now, many students cannot find or afford transportation, can't take any specialized programs outside of their area. The district says with the $500,000 grant, it will be able to bring in students from Nogales, Rio Rico, and Sahuarita.
We'll purchase some vans, and those students then would be transported after they go to their regular school, or even if they're homeschooled, they could get to a central point and come to our J-TED programs.
Okay.
A total of $20 million will be given to school districts across the state.
This year, women will earn 83 cents for every dollar earned by men, which means women will need to work almost 3 months extra to receive the same pay.
Coming up, how a new study may be one step closer to helping close the pay gap between men and women.
And later, what you need to do to get yourself a Christmas tree from one of our national forests. It's almost Christmas time. We're getting there. We're getting the holiday season there, Matt.
Next month. Hard to believe, Shawnee. I mean, yeah, that sort of feels like it outside. We got into the 80s again today. It's going to be a nice chilly night of weather. We'll see those nighttime lows dip into the 40s. But then for tomorrow, a little bit cooler, followed by yet another warm up. So a lot to talk about in full forecast. Keep it here. We'll have it for you in just a few minutes.
Investigating for you. This is News 4 Tucson.
I wasn't able to do something that I love because of my foot pain. I wasn't able to go on hikes. I got these arch supports years ago, and they are still really helping and still making such a difference.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're in 10,000 BC. And with that came violent winter storms. Things are going to get real bad real fast.
Look out!
You are calling for the firing of Dr. Bloom, Dr. Reynolds, Dr. Frome. These are good people.
This isn't personal. It's math.
People we know and love are about to be hurt.
Hughes Federal Credit Union is proud to be recognized by Forbes as the #1 credit union in Arizona. Make the switch. Hey.
Hamilton, in your city, for a strictly limited engagement.
It's time to replace your old tub with a new shower, but you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually it's not. Rebath. From start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $450 off your tub or shower update.
Your house is not just a home, it's an office, a school, a playground. The maids take the necessary steps to safely sanitize them all with EPA-rated disinfectants that kill many viruses, bacteria, and fungi. The maids, referred for a reason.
Tossed, buffalo, sauced, hot honey, flipped, boneless, dipped, Arby's, razzled, buffalo, dazzled, hot honey, $5 boneless wings and crinkle fries deal. Arby's, we have the meats.
This holiday at Metro by T-Mobile, the big 5G upgrade just got better. Now with the largest selection of free 5G phones, like the unlimited smartphone data for just $25 a month with 5G included at no extra cost. All with the power of the T-Mobile 5G network. A free 5G phone and unlimited 5G. That's how you get more for the holidays from the leader in prepaid, only at Metro.
Hi, it's John from Clipper Automotive. During the months of November and December, help us do the most good. For every auto repair, Salvation Army Amphi Core, or a $5 toy to save for your next repair.
Needle prick mystery at the concert disaster.
It's called needle spiking,
Were concert goers jabbed in the back of the neck with needles? Did that cause the stampede? Next, Inside Edition.
Inside Edition, tonight at 6:30. News 4 Tucson, sponsored by the Good Feet store. You're watching News 4 Tucson at 6 with Sean Mooney, Amanda Gomez, and Chief Meteorologist Matt Brook. Sports Director Paul Cicala. News 4 Tucson, investigating for you.
So there's a recent report by the American Association of University Women that shows that it's estimated women experience $513 billion in lost wages each year because of this stubborn pay gap that persists.
For quite some time, one explanation for the statistic you just heard has been that women aren't as competitive as men and are then passed over for higher ranking positions with bigger salaries. But new research from the University of Arizona shows that might not be the case. News 4 Tucson's Destiny Quinn reports.
The research showed women entered competitions at the same rate as men, but they exhibit their competitiveness differently. Researchers took 238 participants, split nearly even by gender, and tested competitiveness with different incentives, including sharing the prize. When given the option to share the winnings, the number of women who wanted to compete doubled.
So, it's tempting to conclude that women want to share the spoils when they win, so that they actually want to be generous. When we look at the amounts they actually share, it's not much. And it's a lot less than women generally share in other non-competitive contexts. Is it the case that women are trying to repair relationships post-competition? Do women care about the prize and about having control over how it gets distributed?
The next step for researchers is trying to understand the underlying motivations for why women respond to sharing. The research was funded by a grant from the National Science Foundation. Destiny Quinn, News 4 Tucson.
All right, time for a look at our weather, and it has just been fantastic. If you like to get out in the morning and hike, or just walk the dog, and then in the evening sit out on the veranda. It's just perfect.
You got to deal with a couple hours of warmth, but no one minds warm temperatures.
Oh, no,
it's a real heat that we sort of don't like so much, and we're beyond all those days here now, well into the month of November. And as Sean was mentioning, yes, pretty chilly in the morning time. Temperatures in the low 50s, right around average here for the city of Tucson for this time of year. Got down to 51, 40 in Nogales, 48 Sierra Vista, and below freezing once again in places like Flagstaff and up in the Grand Canyon. High temps today, well, still warm, 83 above average, but certainly cooler than what we saw yesterday when we were into the upper 80s. So these temperatures are going to come down even more tomorrow. The clouds that we saw today are sort of associated with the disturbance moving to our north. Again, we told you yesterday we might see some breezes, we might see some high clouds. That was going to be the biggest impact. There's the high clouds. This is early this morning. Going mostly cloudy for quite some time, then mostly sunny. And then as that sun starts to set, we see another veil of clouds coming through. But now those even starting to break up a little bit. Check it out. You can see the clouds, and then behind it is totally clear skies. And with those clear skies and a cooler air mass today than yesterday, I think our nighttime lows are going to be a few degrees cooler tomorrow morning than what we witnessed early this morning. 74 last check at the airport. Dew point's 33. Winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. 71 West Siders. Let's go to Sabino Canyon. You're typically cooler this time of year, courtesy of that what we call cold air drainage off the Catalina Mountains. 68, 73 Davis Mountain, and into Cochise and Santa Cruz County. We're seeing a whole bunch of temperatures into the 60s. No 50s just yet, but that will change here in the next couple of hours. A cursory look at your nighttime lows. Don't have every city in here, but most spots into the 40s tonight. And if you're in the Sulphur Springs Valley of eastern sections of Cochise County, you're likely into the mid 30s. I don't think anywhere across southeastern Arizona will see temperatures at that freezing point. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine and daytime highs really not coming out of the upper 70s. So going to see about 5 more degrees of cooling tomorrow. We called for this. This is all courtesy of a disturbance moving off to our north. Just some high clouds. Remember I showed you those batches of clouds that we're moving through right now, and the kind of concluding edge of those just off to our west. So over the course of the next several hours, we're going to go totally clear, and that'll help temperatures cool down. The meat and potatoes of the storm system right now in western sections of Colorado and Utah, getting a good dose of snow in the higher terrain. But this is what's on tap for us next. This is going to be a nice late week warm up. This will return our temperatures back to the mid, maybe upper 80s, some of the western deserts. But this go around, unlike last week where we saw temperatures in the 90s, don't see that in the cards. All courtesy of that area of high pressure that builds in. This is Wednesday, still on the cool side, but as it nears us, this area of high pressure will certainly turn warmer on Friday, Saturday. Sunday, it tries to retrograde or move back to the west, and looks like that could open the door for another trough of low pressure to at least increase our breezes, give us partly cloudy skies, and certainly some cooler temperatures in about a week from today. Forecast so for tonight looks like this: upper 40s for lows, upper 70s for daytime highs, sunny and seasonable conditions here across Tucson into Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Nice night as well, 40s for lows, daytime highs into the 70s. Forewarned 7-day forecast: 78 tomorrow, 82 for Veterans Day, 84 on Friday, 85 on Saturday, 84 Sunday, and then some more cooling as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next work week. All the while, those nighttime lows going to be just fall-like gorgeous, upper 40s to lower 50s. Weather-wise, things are looking pretty good. How are things looking in sports?
Great. Just glad we were able to do it, you know. And I think of that Will Plummer. He can hang around me anytime he wants. That guy's a special guy. And if anybody doesn't see that, move on. Because he's a special dude.
Hey, that was the always animated and entertaining Don Brown, Arizona's defensive coordinator, actually talking about the gutsy performance on offense by U of A quarterback Will Plummer overcoming injury to help lead the Wildcats to the 10-3 win over Cal. Good evening to you. I'm Paul Cicala. Kickoff is set for 12 noon at Arizona Stadium against Utah for the Cats on Saturday. And the Wildcats certainly know if they hope to make it 2 victories in a row, they'll have to stop a potent Utes offense that's clicking on all levels. The Wildcats held Cal to just 3 points, but it's a whole new ball game. Utah's averaging over 35 points a game and is led by quarterback Cameron Rising. He has thrown for nearly 1,500 yards, 12 TDs, and just 2 interceptions. Also, Rising is a threat on the ground, having rushed for 299 yards this season. Anthony Pandy from the U of A tells me Arizona's certainly up to the task.
No, I don't think at all that everyone's still stuck on the victory because Coach Fish makes it pretty, presentable, pretty straightforward that we have a whole nother game on Saturday. We got 3 more games to the season. So he says don't lose that feeling of winning and chase it more.
Hey, moving on, Coach Adia Barnes and the Arizona women's basketball team are hooping it up against Cal State Northridge in their season opener as we speak. The game tipped off at McKell Center at 5 p.m. We will have complete highlights on News 4 Tucson at 10 p.m. Arizona's up by double digits as we speak. And the second part of the basketball doubleheader will involve the men's team. It'll be the regular season debut of Arizona men's basketball coach Tommy Lloyd. The Wildcats will take the court against NAU with an 8:30 p.m. tip-off. The U of A has been impressive in its exhibition games, and tonight, as they say, it's for reals. We'll have full coverage as well at 10. Meanwhile, as you can imagine, the Arizona men's basketball team will certainly be in attendance for the women's team, playing a bit early at McKell Center. But hey, players like Arizona guard Dalen Terry tell us they wouldn't have it any other way.
I feel like at Arizona, like everybody, all the athletes, we all know each other, so why not support? Because we want the support from them too. We want the girls to come to our games. We want all the girls teams, all the boys teams to come to our games and just support us, just like we support them. And it's fun, you know.
Certainly is. Tip-off, as mentioned, for the men's squad is set for 8:30 p.m. I'll have complete highlights and coverage tonight at 10 of the women and the men, and post-game interviews on Tucson Today, Wednesday morning. Also, keeping it all hoops, and congrats is in order to the Pima men's basketball team and freshman Travar Jackson. He was named the conference player of the week after averaging 17 points, 11 rebounds, nearly 3 blocks, and 2 assists and a steal. The Aztecs are 3-0 this season, undefeated. I'm Paul Cicala. We'll be right back.